Hi guys, today we are making an Among Us Impostor cake. I will be showing you 3 different ways to create an Among Us character. So let us start with 3 cylinders. Make sure they are about the same thickness. The length may vary depending on what kind of character you are going to create. I intentionally made the red one shorter because this is the one where the bone is sticking out. Gently flatten your cylinders. You can do both of them together to make sure that they are about the same size. And then set it aside to dry for a bit because it's easier to cut something that is a little bit hard rather than something that is fresh. Decide on how tall your character will be and then cut it. And then you can use this as a guide to cut your other pieces. You can mark it first and then cut when you are sure. Use your fingers to smoothen up the edges. This one I will be cutting it a bit shorter because we will only make half body of it. Using the excess fondant, we will create a box on it that will be placed on the back of the character. But for now, I'll be drying them up so that I can cut it later on. You can roll them together to make sure that they are about the same thickness. While we are waiting for this to dry up, we will start with our feet. Gently mark the legs first before cutting it to make sure that you are cutting on the right place. Otherwise, if you make a mistake, we might have to repeat the whole process again. And then repeat the same process for the other two. And then using a fondant tool, remove the excess fondant. Don't forget to smoothen up the edges. Of course, it's not mandatory, but I like it smooth so that it looks more professional. I am just cutting some of the fondant here because I think it's not level. Make sure that they are level so that your character will not fall down. And then again, repeat the same process for the other two. Making an Among Us character is relatively easy, but if you are new to this fondant making, it can be hard, so you just have to take your time. And then the red one as well. When you're done with all your characters, set it aside while we work on our squares. When you take your time to rest a fondant, you will realize how easy and cleaner cut you will have. You can measure it with your character so that you will know exactly where to cut. And then use this as a guide for the others. After that, leave everything to dry for some time. While we are waiting for the rest of it to dry, we will now start working on our helmet. I will just create two because the other one doesn't really need it. Flatten two black oval fondant. After that, we will create a semi-flattened, oval-shaped fondant as well. This will serve as the glass part of the helmet. And then combine the black and the gray fondant together. After that, combine it with the rest of the body as well. Don't forget to use edible glue so that it won't fall off. Same goes for the yellow one. And then cut the red one in half. We will only be needing the lower part of the body. As you know, in Among Us, there is an impostor. So now you know who it is. Cut the red box fondant just enough so it will fit the character. And then combine them together accordingly. After that, combine the yellows and the blues together as well. You can actually stop here if you want, but I would like to add some decorations to our characters. For our yellow character, I will be adding a red bonnet. Start with a half circle. This will be the main bonnet. And then I will flatten a red fondant for decoration. Cut the red fondant into long strips. With these long strips, I'm going to add some details on it by cutting it halfway so that it will look like a line. And then put it around your bonnet. I forgot to film it, but I just added a small round fondant on top of the bonnet. And then for a blue character, I've decided to make a small alien on top of his head. Starting with the green fondant, I'll make a cylinder shape and make the top part rounded and then the lower part to be like a fan. It should look something like this. After that, use a fondant cutter or a normal cutter to make its tentacles. And then use your fingers to smoothen up the edges. So here it is from the view from the top. And then I'm just going to add an eye on our alien. So put a round white fondant on his eye and then a smaller round fondant for his pupil. Use a fondant tool to help you put items into the right position. And then just put it on top of its head. Don't forget to put edible glue. Like a true alien, he needs to have its antenna. So I'm just going to add a small strand and a circle on top of its head. And just because I cannot stop, I'm going to add a small white fondant on its eye. This will serve as a highlight that it's alive. With that, our blue character is done. So now we will work on our red character. Flatten a black fondant that will cover its inner body. And then just put it on the top. This will look like the inner part of the body is dried up blood. And then I will create a bone that will be sticking out of its body. We will start with the white fondant and then roll it into a cylinder. And then after that, the top part, make it a rounded one. And then use a fondant tool to create a bend in the middle. Cut the lower part into the desired length. When you are happy with it, combine it together with the rest of the body. I will be adding a small strands of white on the corner of the helmet so that it will look like it's shining. All of these small details are not really mandatory, but I feel like it adds more finesse to our character. And that's how you create an Among Us character. I hope you like our video tutorial for today. If you like our video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you!